First of all, I want to thank Richard for, I've been speaking a language for over 30 years, I guess, and my first major in college, I was in kinesiology, which was physical education. I was going to basically learn to be a phys ed teacher and teach kids how to do push-ups. I made some decisions and went out into chiropractic. About the time I graduated, a few years earlier, a man named George Goodhart had innovated a thing called applied kinesiology, where he saw postural patterns in people that were consistent. And so he figured out a way to test muscles, and then he found acupuncture points, vertebral levels, a thing he called neurovascular and neurolymphatic points, that all could turn these muscles back on. And George discovered about 60 different muscles and called this system applied kinesiology. When I graduated from college, went home to Canada, took a course with George, and was absolutely fascinated. My dad, of course, said, "What if he's wrong?" My mom said, "I guess he's kind of a pioneer, huh?" Which George has become now. Applied kinesiology, I went to study in Texas, and then found a more sophisticated system called clinical kinesiology, where a man named Alan Beardall worked and found a way to test over 300 muscles. So clinical kinesiology, as you can tell, because we all carry these manuals around, so that we can test these different muscles. And then Alan also found a way to use different hand positions to mean different things. And what I've said to people is, if you put your thumb and your little finger together, that's one frequency. It's like a harmonic frequency. If you put your thumb and the end of your ring finger together, that's a different harmonic frequency. So you have all these, and then if you go to the sides of the fingers, both sides of the fingers, and just the fingers flexed or open or spread, you've got a whole variety of harmonic frequencies, which Alan deemed were significant, and you could start to test with kinesiology, which again is just muscle testing. The body is like a biological computer. It has a yes or a no, so either the muscle is weak or strong. And then if you can figure out why the muscle is weak, many times you can get the system to work. For people in my practice that came in with chronic conditions, tumors and things like that, my supposition was if the body knew that the problem existed, then it could be helped. If it didn't know it existed, then it couldn't be. So if you touched over the area and there was no response, then you had to presume that the body just didn't know what to do. Once we reestablished communication to the system, a lot of times the system would heal itself. And be real clear about that. The system healed itself. People get better around me, but people heal themselves. So, Richard, that's kind of a nutshell thing to apply kinesiology, clinical kinesiology, and what I've done for the last 30 years of my life. I have found it extremely beneficial. If you look under applied kinesiology, then of course, comb over Quackenbush, the quack doctor, we rank up there pretty high because it's effective, and he's not pushing drugs with us. But that's my personal opinion. Have a fun day. www.micpeakperformance.com